Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now, today is Sunday, so you know what that means. We're going around the net with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. So on the docket for today is more of a grab bag of sorts. We have a lot of new card updates here and there. PNC's got a new card. Aven's updating their card for some more earnings. We have some more Sapphire Reserve rumors potentially confirmed through a magazine. Chime is going through an IPO and thinks they're a fintech. And of course, we have a Hilton devaluation that everyone's freaking out about that I don't know is actually that crazy. So we'll talk about it all here. Chapter stool down below so you can jump around. But of course, without further ado, go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. So we will lead off going through our card updates, if you will, hopping around a little bit. So first up is PNC. Now, you won't care about this card, but when I saw the name, I was like, oh, this could potentially be interesting. PNC does have some gems, like the cash rewards cards. Their green one is like a 4% gas card, which is nice. Again, hidden gems. And they did come out with a 2% card a while back. So this one was called the Spendwise, and I was like, oh, maybe there's, some kind of earnings there or something. But no, not really. Here you have it. Turns out PNC is still in the game. This time the Spendwise is more so their credit builder card. So again, you're looking at no annual fee. Your multipliers, well, there are none. That was misleading. I was kind of upset about that, but now I guess the name makes a little bit more sense. Benefits, again, there's like an APR reduction program depending on, if you keep making payments on time, and then over the 12 months, and then they do have a digital subscription credit of $25 annually for Spotify, Netflix, or Disney Plus. So we don't need to spend a ton of time on it. I think the name kind of says it all. You're like, oh, Spendwise, you're just trying to get people building credit. So that's fine. It's an option for you if you're in need of that product. Since I wrote a blog post about it and thought it was going to be cool in the beginning, now you have to hear about it. So something else, though, another card that is potentially of interest is the guys over at Crypto.com has another card coming out, so we'll take a look at this press release. They partnered with Bread Financial to do it, and we had a video a while back talking about, like, is it time to start hunting credit card and bank promotional or crypto offers, given that there aren't so many new offers in our world of going after people money instead of these crypto offers. So this could be of interest. We don't know the intro offer yet, but if you take a look at it, so Crypto.com is in partnership with, as we said, Bread Financial and Commonwealth Bank to launch this. I don't know if they gave a name for the Crypto.com Visa Signature Card. It can earn up to 5% cash back and rewards paid out in the exchange's native CRO currency or Kronos cryptocurrency. You can tell I know so much about this. So Crypto.com is the one where you have to, your earnings are based on how much money you lock up with them or stake with them. So of course there is no annual fee, but to get the 5% rate, you'd have to actually have a lot of money with them, and the lockup is for a 1 year period. So the tiers you're looking at, Midnight is no lockup requirement. That'd be 1.5x. Ruby is 500. That's 2%. Jade and Indigo, I don't know why they're two separate colors. I would just pick one, but okay. I think it's because the color, you basically get to pick the color of the card, perhaps. I still just feel like one color is enough. But either way, $5,000, that's your 3%. Ice and Rose is 50 grand, nets you 4%, and Obsidian is 500,000 and nets you 5% back. So I have no idea what CRO is worth or any of that. If you're into coins and that kind of stuff, I think it has potential, maybe. I mean, the lockup is, a bit much. You'd really have to do some studying there. You're giving them quite a bit of free money there to have locked up in their coin. I don't know if these coins are paying you like interest or anything I don't know what you're getting in exchange for having the money staked with them, other than the earnings. I can't imagine 5%, even 5% on anything. I guess it would depend on how relaxed are they, right? If you could take this and you could just buy whatever and come up with whatever CD funding scheme you could come up with, well, then maybe someone would probably be able to make money, but you'd still have to do a lot to get past the 50,000. At that point, I think you're still probably better off going with the Robinhood card, even though they're restrictive on some purchases. I would say smartly, but they're so hobbled and kneecapped now for new applicants that doesn't really make sense at all. But we might have something later for you in the show with these updates if you're interested in higher earnings. So now continuing on with our next credit card update is the good people at Aven Now, we did a whole video on them a while back, but the whole deal with the Aven credit card is instead of being like a line of credit like you're used to, it's actually tied to, it's basically like a HELOC in a credit card. Your line of credit is tied to the equity in your house. So this isn't going to be for everyone, but they did sort of update their card to have an extra earning tier. So if we take a look at this, credit card in the front, home equity in the back. I see what they did there. But you see the marketing material now is 3% cash back up to 100K every year. I think it's 100,000 in spend, I would imagine. The 2% of course is unlimited. Now it's one of those things where like if you scroll down the promotional material, there's still reference to the 2%. So I'm not really sure if they just didn't update the whole marketing page or what. Again, this is going to be another one that we're talking about because I think it's interesting, but I don't think it's for everyone. I have 3 houses. I wouldn't do this. I just, I don't know. It can be good. I mean, it's an interesting, HELOCs are interesting tools, but HELOCs forms of credit cards. Using your home equity like that, I probably wouldn't mess with it too much. But if you're interested in a 3% card, it could, make sense for some strategies. Again, I probably wouldn't bother with it too much. Though they did reach out one time after I made that video and like, hey, do you want to do a video for us? And I was like, well, I already did a video. And they're like, yeah, well, I mean, you'd have to change the wording on that video. And if you want an instant way to annoy me, act like you don't understand how something works. Because you might not be aware of this. You might not be. They should be aware of this. Like once you upload a YouTube video, you do have access to editing tools, but you can blur stuff out and you can just cut sections out. You can't like go in and add a voiceover or anything like that because that would be misleading as all these people have liked and commented one video and then you go in and you swap it. That wouldn't work. So to sit there and say, well, you'd have to change some things in the videos. The premise of the video, I went back and looked at it. I was like, I don't want this card. I don't think I'd recommend it for anyone, but I'm glad it exists because I do like the fact that finance finds a way to come up with crazy new products. I mean, they've had HELOC. This isn't like the newest thing ever, right? But this is the first one I can remember that was tied to earning points and not just like, hey, instead of giving you the checkbook or whatever you normally get with a HELOC coupon book, we'll just put it, no, sometimes they give you a credit card. That's our card at least. I don't know if it's a credit card, but you know what I mean. But they never added points. So that was like the final thesis of the video for them to come back and like, hey, you got to change. Like, I mean, just tell me to take it down. I wasn't going to take it down. I mean, we're not talking that much money. No one cares what I have to say. But still, that's a quick way to annoy me. Act like you don't know how it works. Suggest you change the word. It doesn't work that way. Plus, it's kind of disingenuous and misleading having already given an opinion on it. But they're still fighting back. They're 3% now. So let me know if you got a use case for it. If you're using it, I would love to hear from you. Moving right along, if you prefer some more traditional cards and some of my favorite cards, and Bank of America has a new promotion. We're gonna cover this on the second channel. We're closer to the launch date, but we needed stuff to talk about this weekend. So here you have it. This is for the unlimited cash, which is the gray one, and the customized cash, which is the red one. I have 3 customized cash cards. So there's a new press release out. So there's no happy people in press releases, but I'm still working on it. So starting June 1st, they're going to have an increased intro offer for both of these cards. So the unlimited cash is going to still earn $200 for spending $1,000 within 90 days. Plus, you get 2% back on everything, unlimited for the first year after that. And then, of course, it drops down to 1.5 after that. For the customized cash rewards, this is where it gets good. Again, the same $200 intro offer for spending $1,000 in 90 days. Plus, get 6% in the category of your choice, double the regular earning rate. So if you're unfamiliar, the customized cash, I'll put it on screen for you. That's the red one where you can choose your 3% category between like gas and EV charging, online shopping, cable, streaming, travel, dining, drugstores, and pharmacy or home improvement. And that's a pretty big deal. So again, the normal rate on that one is 3%. So they're jumping up to 6%, and it is still, there's the same cap applies. It's $2,500 a quarter for that. But again, be able to earn 6% on $2,500 in spend on some really good categories is a really good promotion. We went through a lot of interesting cards. Now we get to the good stuff, right? It's pretty good. And plus, the one thing about the customized cash card is you can change your category mid quarter. I think you can change it once a month, I want to say, which I've done because I got one outright. I converted my unlimited cash to a customized cash, and the Susan G. Komen is basically the same thing, just a different paint job. So these are very good cards. The question I have is they don't explicitly say at the time that I saw that like preferred rewards will stack on top of it. I would think it would, but I haven't seen anything. But either way, like I get 5.25 back, but that's being platinum honors with 100,000 with them. You can get 6% back with no money with them. So I do think they should put the customized cash card on every cashback person's radar now. Again, we're going to do a separate video on the second channel closer to June 1st when this comes out, to be prepared. So I would just hold until then. Of course, you got to wait to June 1st to apply. Anyways, but I'll break it down for you. But I do think these are good offers. The unlimited cash, I mean, if it stacks with preferred rewards, then it could make sense. But 2%, I mean, whatever. You can find a 2% card all day long. So I would prioritize the customized cash, of course. And if it works, I know the Bank of America rules, and I won't bog you down with the rules now. We'll do the separate video, but I would try to apply for another customized cash card. It would have to be later in the year. I think this program is going to last for the year. I didn't see an end date on it, but I would try to get another one and get 6%. I do want to make one a dedicated home improvement card. Like that would be great. I always have a Lowe's and Home Depot card. Lowe's is better than Home Depot, but I don't want to start a fight. So anyways, continuing on with our credit card updates, Sapphire Reserve. So we talked about the Sapphire Reserve and the rumors last week of the card going up to almost $900, $795, $800, something like that, $800. Well, when it turns out you guys were fine with the rumors, even though they were totally unsubstantiated, some guy on Reddit. So that's fine. I appreciate everyone who chimed in. I was a bit concerned about it, but I appreciate the answer. So we will continue talking about rumors no matter how crazy they are because it is fun. So Doctor of Credit found this, which is you're looking at a page from a magazine where he's saying that, hey, there is no reference of 3x on travel, but it does still mention the 3x on dining. And one of the rumors was that Chase was going to kill the 3x on travel, which is insane. Again, I gave my whole opinion last week. We did like 10 minutes on it. We don't need to do another 10 minutes on it, but it's a little bit more proof because it's in print now. And, it's possible it's just they just missed it, but it seems unlikely that given the amount of checks these things have to go through. I am editor-in-chief of a publication, some would say major publication. But no, it would just be crazy to remove the 3x on travel. It's already barely competitive, but it lines up with what we're seeing of cards increasing the coupons, increasing the prices, and decreasing the monetary values in form of earnings. So there you go. Make of that what you will, but that is the latest. Thank you to Dr. Credit. Two more stories to bring us home. If you frequent the second channel run on the bank or the website, profitablecontent.com, this one will be of interest to you. Chime is a neo-fintech bank where they're filing for an IPO on the NASDAQ. So let's take a look at this from CNBC. So financial technology company Chime on Tuesday filed paperwork to go public on the NASDAQ. Company intends to file under the ticker symbol CHYM. Chime is a technology company, not a bank, the company said in its prospectus, noting it's not a member of the U.S. Federal Deposit Insurance Group. Still, the company cited Bank of America, Capital One, and Citibank as competitors. In the March quarter, Chime generated $12.4 million in net income, $518.7 million in revenue. Revenue grew 32% at the end of March. Chime had 8.6 million active members, up about 23% year over year. Average revenue per active member was $251. He's up from $231 in his members in all 50 states. Average age is 36. It doesn't operate outside the U.S. 55% of them female. So I did find those very interesting for the reason that Chime, the running jokes of Run on the Bank is that and in the channel member Discord, is that every January 1st, that's our video we make as Chime, because for the longest time, Chime was an easy $1,000. 100 for me, 100 for the new person that signs up. They pay instantly. So that was the one program bank that I wanted to start you. I know, not a bank, but if they were the one bank that I wanted to start you out with, I would always recommend Chime. And then that was for years. And then this year is the first year that their referral program really got tougher. Like the trackers didn't reset at the beginning of the year. They still haven't paid out. I can't imagine that I didn't earn $1,000. I've had a few people who also haven't gotten paid out referral side. I haven't gotten emails yet. Normally, if someone doesn't get paid out, they email me, so I haven't heard complaints from the new person. So I'll have to say maybe this is why, and they're like, hey, look, we got to tighten up our numbers a little bit, because we're talking about active users, but you guys only come active like 1 month out of the year, take your money and run. That could explain it. We'll never really know, but that's the first thing that came to mind. The other part was, these fintech neobanks. I love it. This happened when I was at Quicken Loans and they were doing their IPO. The rumor had is they'd get so mad because they were trying to be valued at as a tech company, they aren't a bank, but a mortgage lender, by someone writing loans. Because it changes, the outlook, right, between hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars. Are you a fintech? Are you an actual technology company? Well, the answer was no. But they kept saying, it was always their narrative. Like, well, we're really a technology company. Okay, fine. That infuriates me. They're right in the fact that they're not a bank, but they're just playing on a technicality. They're not a technology company. I hate when people do that. It's just the most annoying. But I hate it because I was under the umbrella over there for like a few years, and it got on my nerves. Also interested to see the demographics and the fact that they are one of the few that broke through and is actually getting real customers. SoFi being the other one. But the question is always, who was actually banking with these things? Well, apparently all the ladies are at Chime because 55% of their customer base is female. So shout out, ladies. I wonder how many of them we referred. Hundreds of referrals, no phone numbers. Solid conversion numbers. I still got paid. Moving right along. The last story is, again, posted from the Doctor of Credit, where he said Hilton, there's a Hilton devaluation going on. So the headline was the highest room now costs $200,000 per night, points, not dollars. It's up from $150,000. Now, if you look at this, was nice enough to chart this. Of 2017, it was $90,000. 2019, it was $120. 2021 is $150. Now 2025 is $200. So, look, I'm not the right person to ask about this, but my thought is that the years are spaced out enough, and cash does get devalued too in the form of inflation. It's just when you're redeeming cash from credit cards, we don't feel that because, it's devalued in everyday life and you're still on paper seeing 1 cent per point. So we don't feel it. It's when you go to buy something that, the inflation hits or the devaluation of your cash hits, right? The points you're redeeming in 2017 are not buying what they're buying in 2025. So on some level, when we see stuff like this, I do think we might want to do it. Technically, it is technically a devaluation, but I do think we should probably do a better job of looking at what is a fair resetting of prices versus what isn't. And granted, will I ever think it's fair? No, because you increased the price, but you didn't increase the value prop to me. Sure, but your costs did increase. Why should you? No one wants to be the last one holding the bag. So I'm not to say we're ever going to be happy with it, but I do think some level of the reactions to these are somewhat overblown. Some are terrible. Some devaluations are terrible and unfair. That is sure. But some of these, when you show me at least year over year, it looks like every few years, and it was granted, 2021 to 2025 was the pandemic years, but still, I don't know. So let me know if that kind of hurts you at all or not. That's kind of my thoughts on it as being a cash person. We don't talk about how cash gets devalued, but I think it does all the same. So anyways, that was our grab bag of news, a lot of credit card updates. Let me know what you think about it. Obviously, I'm most interested in the Bank of America cards. Again, full video coming closer to June 1st over on the second channel. So check out Run on the Bank for that. But while you're here, you might as well subscribe and drop a thumbs up, if you found this one interesting as well. Because, of course, we're here every single week talking about stuff just like this. And, of course, every single Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. And as we said, every single day over on ProfitableContent.com, which is the channel's blog. It's always linked down below for you and on the channel homepage. Anyways, guys, that'll do for this one. As always, thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you very soon this week.